This is chapter 15. If you did miss this lesson, if you weren't present this day, this video will be a quick tutorial of what we went over. Also, this is also for anyone who needs it for a quick reference and seeing what we did in regards to job applications. So just moving forward, materials needed. You're going to need your career choices and changes book, pages 330 to 331 in chapter 15. You're going to need your resume that you worked on prior. This is going to be a valuable resource. I'll explain why in a second. So the resume and also your Chromebook. If you're having any issues with your hotspot, please email me directly or contact me as soon as possible and we'll work something out. So real quick, our learning objective is students will be able to understand components of a job application, information they'll need, and construct introduction emails or letters to potential employers. Mainly our main focus, our main objective is making sure you understand the components of a job application and what is required when applying for a job. Getting started. So every employer has its own form, but majority ask for same information. So you'll see some job applications in your future that are going to look very familiar, and you're going to see some job applications that are going to ask for more in-depth details. You bring or have your resume. It's always good to have your resume with you while you're applying. It's going to be your quick cheat sheet, so you don't have to reference things in your heads, and you don't have to kind of scramble for information. You have the information there already. We did the resume. You have your resume with you, so that way when you're filling out a job application in the future, you just have to fill out what you have on your resume. And also a bonus, you can turn in your resume with your job application. Very important, you need to know or document your social security number in a safe, secure place for your eyes only. So main thing is, as I know you guys with your phones, as we talk about in our class, your phones are a valuable resource you have to store your information for your use only. You use your passcodes, you save your information in a secure place. This would be a perfect example of saving your social security number in a secure place on your phone where you won't lose it and it'll be there just for your eyes only. If you do not know your social security number, I have this link here. It's going to be, this PowerPoint is on Canvas, as you're aware. If you visit this link right here, it takes you to the government website and you'll be able to fill out information to be able to look it up. Very important. You do not want to fill out any information on your job application that is false. Filling out false information on your job application can lead to potential issues with you obviously getting the job, but also negative reviews for potential background checks if the employer you're applying with makes a comment or tells another employer that you applied for their position but you put something false. You don't want to leave any negative reviews for yourself. So all information must be accurate. That is why you have your resume with you. That is why you use it to complete the job application. Now this is important. Some applications have desired employment salary requested. Best way to answer desired salary or salary expectations on a job application is to simply leave the field blank or write negotiable rather than providing a number. You don't want to ever be too high or too low. You just want to write N/A or negotiable. Actually, sorry, not N/A. Just leave the field blank or just write negotiable. Here's an important little information for you. This is as of 2020. This is the California minimum wage. Right now it's at $12 per hour for employers with 25 employees or less. Bigger brands, Target, Wendy's, fast food restaurants, bigger brands with more employees, over 25 employees, is $13 an hour. It is scheduled to go up to about $15 an hour in 2023. So just be aware that as when you have minimum wage, it increases through the years. But again, when you're filling out desired employment salary, if this is going to be your first job or what have you, make sure you just leave it blank or write negotiable. You don't ever want to be too high or too low. Now on the PowerPoint here, I showed this in class, just a little fun video. Some job applications you can request in person. So you always want to be presentable. You always want to be professional. So this video here, I won't play it for you right now, but it's obviously to your access on your resources from the PowerPoint. Play the video, watch it. It's good information. It's a little funny, but it gets the point to always be professional. Always understand that you're being watched. You're being judged from the second you walk into a potential employer. You always want to look your best. So you don't want to go seeking the job application in person wearing flip-flops or wearing board shorts. You want to make sure that you're looking professional and as best as you can. So you set a good example for yourself. So job application, in addition to the resume, have identification, your ID, your driver's license. School ID is acceptable if it's the only form of identification you have. Some jobs might ask for a copy of your birth certificate when applying. So if you do not have this document, I have another link for you here. Again, it's clickable if you through the PowerPoint. It will help you get that information you need. Use your resume to help input education, work experience, and references. There's a sample job application that you're going to view on your own, and that I had out during our lesson that goes over some basic information that's being asked that you use your resume for. So this is the resume, again, perfect little cheat sheet. Just copy it directly of what you already have. Sign in date application, very important. You always sign in date application when it's asked. That gives the authorization for employer to contact references and verify your information. So that is your go ahead to the employer that all your information is accurate and they're able to contact your references. If you do not know or haven't answered for a section, simply put N/A. That's not available. Again, do not leave that section blank if you do not know the answer. Just put N/A. So if it asks you, do you have a present employer, what was your present employer? Where did you work prior? Just put N/A. Not available. That's all you need to do. Okay. Now, a nice little touch after you do your after you send in your job application, either online or in person, is including with your resume, is having a quick little introduction letter or email. After completing your job application, an introduction letter is an effective way to stand out from other applicants. It shows the hiring manager that you're an applicant who is motivated to get that position, and just adds a little touch, especially with your resume and your job application. That letter, just a simple 2-3 sentences, just puts you apart from anyone else. It's professional, and it looks really good. Looks really good for you. Here's the important part. If you're applying to a big chain, a big brand, which we'll talk about in a second, you can find where to send email by using contact section on the website, or you can call the place of business for information. Usually these places of big brands like Target, Best Buy, Walmart, they have specific managers for each store. If you call the store directly, they can give you their store manager's email. Usually they're in charge of the hiring process. Subject line email should always be your name and introduction. So, for example, it would be your name and then applicant. If unknown name of recipient of email, if you do not know who you're emailing, just address it to whom it may concern. That's a simple way, and it's very formal to address an email for your introduction. Now, here's what we're going to do. We have a few things I want you to do. It's on our Canvas, which we'll go to in a second. You're going to view our sample job application. You're going to use your Chromebook to browse job applications of points of interest for potential job openings. You're going to download and fill out Organizer on Canvas accordingly, and I'm going to go over that in a few seconds. You're going to complete the introduction letter, again, about 3-4 sentences, very simple, and then you're going to turn in a document on Canvas. So if you go to our Canvas, under Chapter 15, How Do I Get It? Remember, this is the how section. How do I get it? Went over who, what, why, and then here we go is how. What sample job application, if you click this right here, here's what we went over in class. Again, personal information, all on your resume, copy it. Employment information, this is where they ask if you've been previously employed. Again, if you have not been previously employed, you just put N/A or not or none, no history. Position, what you're applying for. Make sure you know what you're applying for. Make sure you know the position that's being offered, the position that's being available. Here's some questions here. How long have you been with this employer? Again, if this is not applicable to you, just skip it. I'll answer these questions here. Here's a couple questions that are on pretty much every job application. If hired, can you show proof of your legal right to work in the U.S.? That is where your birth certificate comes in handy. Have you ever been dismissed or asked to resign for any position? And have you ever been convicted of a felony or misdemeanor which resulted in imprisonment? If you ever have to answer yes to this question, make sure you explain it. Make sure you explain it in detail so the employer knows when they check your history. This question here, have you ever been convicted of a felony, is very common on job applications. So just be aware. Education, again, very easy for you guys to use your resumes that we just did. Copy the information. Employment experience, this is where you would leave it blank. If you don't have any references, again, resume. And then this is a special job application where it's asking you, can you type how many words per minute? If you ever have an issue with this or a situation where it comes up and asking you how many words you type or any specific type of skill, you can always use Google and try to do a certain type of test to test that skill, and then you just answer it the best you can. And then this right here asks, please provide computer and software knowledge below. So this is an example of an employer asking, what background do you have with computers and software? So would be a job-specific type application that you would use your knowledge to the best of your ability, to answer. Okay, so on the Canvas job applications and intro letter, I want you to click that. And I have this on Google. It's going to be Microsoft Word, and you'll be able to complete the template. You're going to use Google to browse the internet for places of interest for potential employment and their job application online. Do not fill out any job applications in class. If you want to, if you're interested, just let me know, and I'm totally cool with that. I just want to make sure I know before you're doing it. But the main purpose of this exercise is I want you to document information provided on the employer website. How do you do that? Very simple. So we're going to use our Google search engine. Simple as that. Again, if you're applying for a job in person, you can seek a job application in person. They will hand the job application to you. But most of these big brand places that have 25 or more employees have their job applications online. So, for example, the best way to find a job application for a point of interest is using our Google search engine to find the career section. So if I wanted to use, for example, Best Buy, I would type in Best Buy in the Google search. I would go to the website, and 9 out of 10 times the employer website is going to be the first hit on Google. You're gonna go to the website here. You're gonna scroll down. So on the big brand websites, again, there's gonna be a lot of stuff promoting their products, but you want to scroll all the way down. And you're gonna look for the career section. In this case, it's right here. I'm going to click that, and now I have their career section. Now I have information. I can explore careers. I could look at benefits beyond the paycheck, what benefits Best Buy offers. I can do a lot of things. So all I'm going to do right now is explore careers, see what they have. Now I can look up my city. So I'm going to put in Oxnard, California, view jobs. And it should come up with something, but sometimes these search engines give you some hassle. Select all locations, search. Oh, so it did. I'm sorry. It came up with a map. And what will happen here is, ideally, when you're playing around with it, locations will come up. You'll click them, and they'll show you what jobs are available in the job description. So, for example, if I want to do Target, and I'm just going to type into my Google search, Target careers. Careers at Target. Takes me right to it. Search all jobs. I'm going to keyword right here. I'm going to put Oxnard. Allow. And then here I have 4 results for Oxnard. I got specialty sales, I got guest advocate, I got overnight, and I got GM and food. Let's say I want to look at guest advocate for cashier. It's going to give me a description of the job. It's going to give me the service and engagement. It's going to tell me what Target looks for in a crew member: ability to communicate, ability to blend problem solving and decision making, ability to adapt to different guest interactions and situations. So for this example, if I'm using Target, so you guys cannot use Target, that will be excluded. Target, and I believe we use Target in our lesson. So Target, I'm going to type in the website. So all you're going to do here is just copy and paste your link, Control C to Control V, and notes. I saw ability to communicate, And I saw ability to solve problems. What else did I see? Create a welcoming experience. So these are qualities they look for in crew members for the guest services position. Create a welcome environment. So that's all we're doing is we're looking at careers online for any points of interest. So it could be any store you like, any restaurant you like, any fast food restaurant you like, using the same steps we just used for Best Buy and Google. Find Best Buy and Target. Find their career section and go from there. Look at the positions being offered, look at the descriptions, and write your notes down. Now, the last part, what you're going to do, you're going to write an introduction letter to a potential employer in the box below. Include a formal greeting and be sure to include your introduction of yourself, your full name and location, explain why you would like to work for their business, and leave contact information at the end of the letter. You can use your resume at this part as well, but I'm going to suggest that we all use our formal greeting to whom it may concern, because we do not know at times who we're addressing unless we contact the employer and find out exactly the name, find out their email address, obviously, or if it's on the website. For these major brands like Best Buy and Target, so they're not going to be on the website majority of the time. So to whom it may concern, and you always want to properly indent. So remember, hit the tab button. Hit the tab button, introduce yourself, explain why you'd like to work for their business. And again, if you're choosing a job that you searched up here, and again, I just want you to look for 1 or 2 jobs. If you're choosing a job that you searched for up here, you look at the notes you put and incorporate that into why you would like to work for the business. So, for example, here, I can put I would like to work for Target as a customer service representative because I have the ability to solve problems and I like to create a welcome environment. So that will show the employer that, hey, this applicant has their stuff together. They have their resume. They wrote a nice little short introduction letter, and they have the qualities that we're looking for in a team member. So this is your assignment. At the end of it, please turn it in on Canvas. It'll be right here, job application to intro letter. Very simple. Turn document in. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me directly or contact me whatever way possible. You have my information on Canvas. This is a fun little assignment because I want you guys to get used to browsing the internet for jobs, knowing where to find them on the career section on these employers' websites, and how the application process works, what questions are going to be asked, and again, the biggest cheat sheet we have is our resume. So make sure you download this template, complete the assignment, follow these instructions, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know.